Hi everybody, Mish here from Twisted by Mish, and I'm with Leslie, the Metaphysical Crone from Innerji.
Hi.
We're here today to talk about Beltane as we're leading up into Beltane season. Um, Leslie, what are the exact dates of Beltane this
Okay,
year?
well, traditionally here in the Southern Hemisphere, the dates are the 31st of October through to the 1st of November. And the reason we have two dates is in Celtic tradition, the next day began at sunset instead of sunrise. So that's why there is two dates always shown. Now, of course, in the Northern Hemisphere, which is on the opposite side to us, it's Samhain, which is in modern terms called Halloween in the US and different countries. So because we're on the south side of the planet, the southern hemisphere, we follow the seasons here. And of course, Beltane is about fertility. It's about the peak of spring, isn't it?
It is.
What do you know
It
about
is.
Beltane?
For me, Beltane was a time when all the fires were lit. So all the old fires were extinguished and new fires were lit. Um, these fires that were lit on Beltane were considered very magical. Um, there was a lot of celebration about going through, as well as the fertility stuff. It was about the cattle and the cattle breeding and stuff like that as well. So they would have them running through the fires, and
wasn't it the time for hand fasting as well, which
it
we
was
call
a time for hand
weddings
fasting.
today, don't we?
Yep.
And the other thing I quickly wanted to say about timing is if we go astrologically, Beltane occurs at 15 degrees Scorpio. And so 15 degrees Scorpio this year is the 7th of November. So the way we approach it is we say we have a week to celebrate Beltane from the 31st through until about the 7th of November.
Yep, that's it. And then continuing on from then too, when you're feeling about the energies of that time of year and with the weather changing and things like that. Um, the other thing about Beltane is like to me personally, Beltane is about the union of the god to his goddess. For me personally, I see the god as the sun. So when you think about maypoles and the fertility rites, a lot of people see them as being phallic, but I see it as a union between the sun and the earth. So they were erected, and it's about being connected there to that sun and the earth. And so yeah, so dancing around the maypole in celebration of that great union, which as our weather is happening, the sun, is getting more intense, causing a lot of fertility in the earth. Crops are growing.
Yes, what was
So,
planted is now starting to sprout
yep,
through the earth. So, it's almost like getting ready for full birth, isn't it, in a way?
that's it.
Yeah, I find Beltane for me, I'm similar. I don't follow a particular deity necessarily when it comes to doing any of these celebrations, because that's what they are, these celebrations. And so for me, like you, I think of the sun. The sun is life giving. Without the sun, there is no life. And then I think of the earth as nurturing, helping us to grow on this earth. So I also look at it from that perspective. I also bring in the energy of the moon, with the sun being a masculine energy and the moon being a feminine energy. And of course, this 7th of November, the astrological time for Beltane, the very next day we have a full moon. So the energies just keep going. It's not like, it's not like we're writing a story and suddenly we cut the words off and say the end. When things happen in nature, when things happen magically, there is a transition, there is a flow from one into the other. It's not just like a cut-off point. And I think that's important to remember.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It isn't just one day, it's a season. So we're heading into Beltane season.
And food as well.
Yes, food. I have a cake recipe which I am going to share with you all. It was a cake that I made the recipe for my husband and I when we got married. It was our wedding cake, our hand fasting cake, wedding cake. So yeah, so I'm going to share that with you all. I'll bake it up and you'll be hearing more about that. But so in the cake, it's real melding of flowers. So it's about melding of flavors. So it's about that union and coming together. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think other foods that are good at this time of year for Beltane are things like oranges, you know, representing the sun, some beautiful, juicy, sweet oranges. Things like green vegetables, because one of the colours for Beltane is green, as well as orange and gold and red.
Yeah. And
So,
of course, green representing the growth
yeah.
and abundance.
Yeah.
In all
So if you're
things.
looking at doing some food for Beltane, you want to create maybe a mini feast or a big feast, as the case may be, why not look at what's in season and the colours that represent this peak of spring energy that we're going to be experiencing. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So, with all of that, we thought we might talk about what's going to happen between now and Beltane. Now, this is just our first video. Mish and I are going to be creating a number of different videos that we're going to be posting. So please, please, please make sure you find out about these. We will be putting them up in our Facebook groups.
Yep.
So if you would like to join our Facebook groups, you can. Your Facebook
My Facebook group is Twisted by Mish Familia, which is German for family. So
beautiful.
twist.
And of course, you can join my page, which is Innerji, Tarot, and Metaphysical group. So that's all on Facebook. So keep watching, stay connected, and we will be putting up more videos. We'll be looking at things like, we'll be doing a reading to set your intentions for Beltane, because that's something we didn't talk about. You know, spring, the peak of spring is a great time for setting new intentions for the coming year and going through the seasons and see how they come to fruition. So we'll be doing a reading on the theme or the energy for setting intentions. We'll also be doing a reading on how to make a maypole.
Yes, I will be doing a video about how you can make a little maypole for your altar, for your Beltane altar. And yeah, and just we'll also discuss, you know, what sort of crystals might support you during this time. There'll be a little bit of what oils.
Yes,
Leslie
I'm
will
going
do
to
some
create a
oils.
Beltane essential oil blend that you can make for your oil burner as well. So we'll be using the essential oils that correspond to the Beltane energy.
Yes.
So keep watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Yep. See you soon. Thank you.